Unwind with me, sip some tea, and let's build simple apps for everyday life. I'm someone who fell into app building during a career break. I started learning Glide on my own with zero technical background, and somewhere along the way, I got really interested in turning messy, everyday routine into simple, organized systems. So if you're a complete beginner, this series is for you. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need a technical background. You just need a real problem you want to solve. Whether it's organizing opportunities, tracking follow-ups, or just making sense of your daily task, we are going to build apps that are clean, practical, and actually useful in real life. In this video, we are starting with something simple. We are going to build a personal opportunity tracker. So instead of overthinking features or building complex systems, I'll show you how to start from real-life workflow and turn them into something you can actually use. Before we start building, I want to share something that made the biggest difference in every app that I've created. This helped me from teaching myself Glide during career break to eventually building an app that helped me land a corporate role in Singapore. It is to keep it simple. When you're starting out, it's tempting to build everything at once. More tabs, more features, more automations. But the most useful apps are usually the one that is the simplest. So the app that changed things for me started with just 4 things. Track leads, update statuses, set follow-ups, and keep everything organized in one place. And that's it. A simple app that solves one problem well is far more valuable than a complicated app that never gets used. So before you open Glide, remember this. Keep it simple. If you can do this well, you are already thinking like a builder. And that's exactly why I wanted to create this personal opportunity tracker in the first place. Because most of us are trying to keep track of something, job applications, side projects, networking contacts, or simply people we don't want to lose touch with. So over the time, these things end up scattered across notes, messages, calendars, and random screenshots in your phone. So the information isn't missing, it's just fragmented. So instead of building something complicated, let's build something that brings a little more clarity. With that in mind, let's begin building. To create an app in Glide, I start by clicking New App, then choosing Blank, and click Create App. Once I'm inside the editor, it helps to understand the layout. On the left, you have got navigation and components, which is where you build the structure of your app. In the middle is the live preview, so you can see changes instantly. And on the right, it is the configuration panel, where you map your data and fine-tune each element. From here, I rename the app to Personal Opportunity and switch over to the Data tab. I'll add a few rows just to get started, and I can rename any column simply by right-clicking the header. Now I'm setting up the core structure of the app. I've added columns for lead tracking, things like priority, opportunity type, stage, and status. Then I add the contact details, jobs, contact name, birth date, phone number, and emails. On top of that, I include fields for action planning, things like last contact date, next follow-up, appointment details, and also remarks, outcome, and reasons. The idea here is simple. I want a complete view of each lead in one place. Next, I go through each column and check the type. This is important because the column type controls how the app behaves. If it's a plain text, I set it as text. If it's a date, I use date. And if it includes both date and time, I use date time. Getting this right ensures the data behaves correctly everywhere in the app. So once that's done, I move on to the drop-down field. In Glide, drop-down options are automatically created from the unique values in a column. So I make sure I enter those values up front. That way, I control exactly what the user can select instead of leaving it open-ended. I also add sample data at this stage. This just helps me to test everything as I build. It's also a good habit to rename your tables clearly, especially when your app starts growing and you are working with multiple data sources. Now I move on to the navigation section. I click the plus button, choose screen from data, and select the sheet I want to use. This creates my first view. I rename the app again so it reflects properly in the preview, then choose the list layout. This first view is my opportunity view. Basically, it is a single place to see everything I'm managing. I clean up the default list setup and set contact name as the title since that's my main identifier. Then I choose status as the secondary text. I leave meta and image blank for now. In the action section, I also allow users to delete items if needed. Next, I add a filter so only rows with contact name are shown. This removes any helper rows I used earlier for drop-down setup. Then I sort everything by priority so the most important items naturally floats to the top. After that, I click Add Item to configure the layout form. I clear the default, connect the correct table, and start adding components one by one. Here the rule is simple. Match the component to the data type. I use choice for drop-downs, text entry for free text, date for dates, and date time when I need both. So this keeps everything consistent and also prevents messy data later. I then open Edit Item Form. I usually keep it identical to the Add Item Form so that consistency makes the experience feel predictable and also easy to use. Once the opportunity view is done, I duplicate it to reuse the setup, then rename the new views to follow up and also calendar. The follow up view is all about staying on top of conversations, things like replies, check-ins, follow up that are easy to miss. I keep the list layout, set the contact name as the title, and next follow up as the description. Then I filter out empty rows again and sort by the next follow up date, so the most urgent items appear first. The calendar view is more visual. It helps to map up appointments and also meetings in a timeline. I switch to the calendar layout and set the contact name plus appointment location as the title. I use the appointment date as the start date and leave the end date blank. I also switched the display agenda view because it's cleaner and easier to scan. Then I sort by appointment date so the next meeting always shows first. Finally, I go through every field across all views to make sure everything works as expected. So here, I notice a small issue. There is a duplicate drop-down value in the priority field, so I fixed it in the data tab. And before finishing, I test a few sample entries just to make sure everything is saving correctly and also display correctly. So that's how you can build a simple personal opportunity ad in under 20 minutes. So if I can do it, you can too. In the next video, I'll show you how to clean this up and make it feel more polished with a stronger focus on user experience. And I would love to hear what you are trying to organize in your life or at work. What are your frustrations? What is the one process in your life that feels more complicated than it should be? So leave a comment below, and the future Sip and Build project will come directly from the problem you are trying to solve. Until next time, unwind with me and keep building.